What's going on, everyone? This is the NCU podcast. I am your host, Noel. Joining me today is Kevlin and Olivia. And today, we're going to be talking about the 3 most practical stands that each one of us would choose to have in real life. But before we get into that, if you guys don't mind, please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit the notification bell. And make sure you share it with your friends. And without further ado, let's get into it. So for those who don't know, especially about JoJo's, one, I always recommend to watch it. But what stands are, I guess per se, are spiritual beings personified based off the person's personality. And there are a bunch of stands, especially, it's an action anime, so there are a bunch of stands that definitely are good for capability when it comes to fighting. But we're actually talking about our personal daily lives as well as things that it would actually help us with, whether it's careers or just everyday life. So, Kevlin, Olivia, let's start with whether you want to go with name all 3 of yours or you want to name just one. And when you do name your stand, even if we agree or we have the same ones, name or say what your stand actually does. So
I think we should go one by one.
We should go one by one?
That seems funnier.
All right. Yeah, who want to start?
Let me see. I'll go first.
All right.
And my first pick is the one and only Harvest.
Okay, that wasn't my number one. I'm not gonna. Okay, so I explain what Harvest is.
Harvest is you give a whole colony of, like, your stand is a colony basically, and you give them a command to find a certain object, and each one of them go out in the world and find what you specifically said. So if you say find dollar bills, they will go out in the city and scrape up every dollar bill that they can hold and bring it back to you.
I'll say this. Harvest wasn't my number one. Harvest is definitely in my top 3. But Harvest isn't my number one. Well, one, Lisa, you're definitely right, especially because I feel like, one, I would need to know. I don't think Harvest has unlimited range. No. I know it has a definitely different range. So you definitely have to find somewhere to kind of sit around and wait. I feel like, the best place to be is like in a parking garage. So that way, you're not really being noticed because you're just doing that out in the random street and they just see dollar bills. Because everybody, by the way, when it comes to stands in JoJo, unless you have a stand, people normally cannot see them. So for everybody who doesn't have a stand, they'll definitely be sitting there wondering why there's just, like you said, floating dollar bills just instantly coming into your pocket.
You could say wallets.
No, I ain't gonna lie. If you steal wallets, you're a menace. you're a blatant menace.
There's a potential chance
Jeff
Bezos is one of the people they take your phone.
Oh, so you can be like a Robin Hood?
Sure.
No, you're not gonna be a Robin Hood.
Sure, I can be like a Robin Hood.
You're a villain. You're definitely a villain.
I will be robbing the hood.
Oh, good one.
You're definitely a menace. What do you think about Harvest, Olivia?
It does have its practicality, but again, I feel like that's a basic ass choice.
It is, but it's practical.
Yeah, I guess if you misplace something, they could go find it for you.
That's true
too.
Somebody
else's.
You're giving off your villain origins without even actually saying you're a villain.
If you're hungry, they can bring you food too. They can bring you.
That's so
almost
anything.
Yeah, but also think about it this way. Like, it depends also how much of the colony you send out. Because if you sit there, imagine you have 100, Harvest out, and you say, I'm really craving pizza. Bring me pizza. You might have each one of those bring you 100 slices of pizza, or you might have them bring all 100, bring out like one giant pizza, or like 4 or 5 different boxes of pizza if they have to carry it. So it's like,
bro, imagine your pizza just floats and walking. Harvest runs fast too.
Oh, yeah.
You're not catching her. Well, never mind, because cameras exist. So
they're gonna just sit there and float
to where I live, and then they'll figure out.
That's why you gotta kind of steal things out. Like, if you're gonna use Harvest to like take anything or grab anything, you gotta do something that's super obscure that people aren't really tripping about. Like me, if I had Harvest, I would use it kind of like how Shigechi used it in the show. I would probably go collect coins, just because, like, people are not going to really trip about coins like that.
Well, that's also because of Japan.
That's true. But it's like, if you just collect enough coins, think about it. Especially, like, I have like older family members that definitely carry coins in like the big old buckets. Like I definitely sit there just
I'm like,
dump it in, and then go to the cash machine, throw it into the thing, get my money, and then cool. You dang never gotta work again.
Look at Harvest and be like, credit card.
you're a villain.
Card.
You are a bona fide villain. And
no, it would not.
Credit cards?
I would.
What's next? You gonna be like some, hey, go find a social security card. Then what?
Social security? Nah, be like.
That's crazy.
No, because even then, it also has its practicalities for self-defense too.
I ain't gonna lie.
He used that, and he was like skin, and they they absolutely beat the best out of him.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what else? And I know this will sound crazy. And again, I'm gonna let this be known for everybody that's listening, especially the agents and everything. I am not condoning anything. Of course, JoJo is a fictional show, but could you imagine like going to the White House or going to any type of like foreign area and just saying, "Go grab me government secrets," and then they literally just run in and run out with paperwork? Cause think about it. What they gonna do? What are they gonna do? They're gonna shoot floating paper unless they have stands too.
Hey, you could also use it for like doctor purposes. Be like, one of your family members need a heart. Be like,
you're a villain.
Like, hey,
you are a major villain.
I got a convenient thing for you. Go find a heart for me.
Oh my god.
You know what he sounds like? President Valentine. He sounds like funny Valentine. Alright.
You are questionable.
You're hilarious, Cavalier.
I think I'm doing okay. I'm saying it's practical.
Olivia, top stand you're choosing, go.
This one's from JoJo, but I think I would choose Paisley Park.
What does Paisley Park do?
It's basically an internet-based stand. Like it'll provide you with like a lot of like information about anything. It's basically like what's that?
So you're a hacker per se.
Computer stand from Golden Wind.
I think Babyface.
Oh, no.
Babyface.
Yeah, I
But
believe
it's not like
Babyface.
that, but like it's morally correct because you don't have to like collect someone's DNA with non-consensually.
By the way, also for everybody that's listening, when we're saying these names, we're naming the stands, and Araki, the creator of JoJo, definitely names his stands off of popular music and like things like that. So right. So if you're hearing things, you're like, hey, that's a Prince song, or hey, that's a AC/DC song, or that's a Nirvana song, or things like that. It's definitely because all of the actual stands are named after songs. So just to keep that in mind. But again, Olivia, you're basically a hacker.
So, like in one sentence, I could say Paisley Park is a tech-based stand that gives its user with the most efficient information for whatever they seek.
I could cheat.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. You definitely could like get every study guide and every task answer.
Never fail.
Basically, ChatGPT.
It's a better ChatGPT because not only can no one see it, they can never track it back to you.
Yeah.
No, that's wild. Now, and I'm currently reading part 8. Now, when I see it, I'm like, bro, what can you not do with that?
Because this stand back in the day, like if it was like 2007, you had that stand, to where it is now.
Well, JoJo takes place in 2011.
So then, but again,
useful, but not everything was technology.
But if you have it now, you're technically like,
if you had it now, it's over.
Like that's wild. That's crazy. All right. My number one pick, and obviously I feel like you guys all might have this on your list too, Pearl Jam. And there's a reason.
Yeah, Pearl Jam, but I think of a new one.
Now, when it comes to Pearl Jam, for those who don't know, Pearl Jam is a stand that it helps you when it comes to cooking food. And also it heals you. It heals you in a very gruesome way. And I'll say it this way. I'll give you an example. Someone that I think it happened in the show. So let's say you all of a sudden had a rotten tooth in the back of your mouth. It was just like, you don't want to go to the dentist, you don't want to spend all that money, but all of a sudden I had Pearl Jam and I decided, hey, I'm gonna cook you a bowl of spaghetti. You eat the spaghetti. The horrifying part is that rotten tooth would literally force its way out of your mouth, like just crazy. Like it'll throw you completely off. You might feel the tooth move and like pop out of your mouth. But at that same point in time, you would grow a brand new fresh tooth. If you sat there, like you had, let's say a headache, like you had a really bad headache, and then all of a sudden I decided to make you a souffle. Then all of a sudden your headache might either intensify or like your skull may crack open and something may just like crawl out of your head. But after that, you instantly healed head, have like no headaches. You probably won't have a headache for like a while. Or what was it? I can always forget how to pronounce it. It was like Okayasu. Yes, Okayasu. Literally, he had what, like a really bad cramp in his shoulder, and literally once he ate some food, he was literally
he drank water.
Yeah. Oh, when he drank water too. Yeah, he was having insomnia. When he drank water, and literally he was like, "Oh, this is refreshing." His eyes ringed out, and then all of a sudden they reinflated, and he was just like never. He felt like he just had weeks and months worth of rest.
I had to watch that episode on Netflix because it was censored on Crunchyroll.
Really? When I watched it on Verve, which Crunchyroll is a part of, it was not censored at all. No, I seen that. Yeah, I seen when with the shoulder thing, he literally scratched the actual pain off, and I was like, bro, what's going on? So yeah,
and then with the meat, and then the dog.
Oh yeah,
that's the only dog that survived JoJo.
That's wild.
Only 2 dogs.
That's
true. The only 2 dogs to live.
But it's like, for me, like I said, as crazy and gruesome as that sounds, I would literally at that point be selling miracle food.
Plus, it's only temporary.
Yeah, it really is. Like, the pain lasts like really, really quickly, but right when the healing happens, like you feel nothing. Yeah. So it's really one of those, you get one bad hit and then boom, you're done. Ooh, yeah. Pro Jam is interesting. Now.
No, because Pro Jam.
No, Pro Jam is like
but
crazy.
It's like, okay, think of it from everybody else's perspective after you eat that food. And then they was like, man, I got a stomach ache. And then your stomach literally just
jumps out of your body, but then you grow a new stomach immediately after that.
Basically, like spaghetti just goes back in your body.
No, yeah, your stomach would pop out of your body and then melt on the ground, and your new stomach would have grown before you noticed it.
I don't think they ever showed the limitations of Pro Jam, because like, what if I say, man, I wish I didn't have the tumor anymore. Like, I
think they never, because considering it was able to heal insomnia and like things like that, I feel like it possibly could.
Yeah, but it couldn't
heal. Can it heal anything? Can it heal like chronic illness?
No, because it couldn't heal.
Their dad. His dad.
Yeah. So but I mean, that was like a full-on body modification curse.
But that's like a DNA type thing.
So
probably can't. I don't know.
Either way, it wouldn't be one of those things where it's like I'm a full-on doctor. And I guess even if we try to lowball it and say it can heal some medical problems and whatnot, at least I'd be able to like be that fix. Like, yeah, you can probably have to go to the doctor if you need like a full heart transplant or something like that. But at the end of the day, I could help out with a lot of people. And plus, this sounds like a villain arc thing too, but you know, if I did want to take money out of certain hospitals, then I would become like a billionaire just off of cooking. Like, and it'll make literally no sense.
You'd be like better than Gordon Ramsay.
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, I'd run up to Gordon Ramsay and be like, hey, cooking competition. Mine heals, yours doesn't. And of course, the food is always like 10 out of 10 food. Yeah. So I'd be probably the best chef in the world. So.
You'd have like all these. You would win MasterChef.
Oh yeah, bro. It would be no diff. Like, bro, I would win MasterChef. I would go on Hell's Kitchen and just like never be eliminated because they'd be like, "How are you this good?" I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I'd be beyond rich. I'd probably be put on the hit list though, because they'd be like, I'm using something, or I'd probably have some sort of scandal try to put out on me.
It'd be like, instead of like big pharma, your big food.
Really would be.
Could you because like, what if I make like beef jerky?
It still would
be there. Like, would the stand like right?
Yeah, because the stand is there while you're cooking it.
Yeah, but is there like harvest, like where it's multiple of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it like a limited?
They didn't say how many. It was, I guess it was enough for whatever food you were making.
But they just die.
Well, technically, considering how it was in the show, the minute you eat it, you instantly have almost in a sense an empty stomach because you crave it so much that you will finish it. So no matter what you make, the person whoever's eating is gonna finish it. They could have sat there and said, I am completely full, and asked you to make them a bag of popcorn to take home, and they would, like, the minute you hand it to them, they'll eat it all right then and there. And it wouldn't be one of those they feel overly stuffed.
Yeah. Pearl Jam.
Yeah, Pearl Jam is kind of broken.
Yeah.
Second, you want to go with this, Kevlin? What's your second choice?
I got you. I got the best.
I have
stand.
more than 3. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I got the best stand right here. I got my boy Hey Ya. The motivation.
I was thinking Hey Ya too.
First of all, it makes you beyond lucky. Right? Yes.
Yep.
Explain Hey Ya. If you
Hey Ya. Look, I'm gonna read this. It has no apparent ability whatsoever, and its main purpose is to talk and advise the user. So it's like a morale booster.
Oh yeah, especially in this
day. What happens if you're like majorly depressed? It doesn't work.
It's gonna.
No,
be
it definitely would work.
Yeah,
and also realize it gives you a little bit of luck. Because remember, in I hope you're caught up in this part of Parsa. But literally, when it came to Hey Ya, he was sitting there. Poco Loco was like, "Hey, I don't know if I should go this route." And then Hey Ya was like, "Don't worry, you'll be fine." This man got hit by a tree, but still was dodging and weaving every other tree and not getting damaged. And then he got back up, literally, and also realized this. He overslept the race. Everybody else is miles ahead of him, and he still caught up and was in the top 5.
So essentially, Hey Ya is a nat 20.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Hey Ya is like it's not only morale, but it's dang near luck. It's like luck based.
And you got a little buddy to be like, you know what, everything's gonna be okay.
Like, bro, could you imagine sitting there, and I say this truthfully, especially with being in college, and you're like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this paper. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this, like, and whatnot. And then Hey Ya says, you ain't even gotta worry about it and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, your teacher emails you and hits you with a, hey, not really feeling. I feel like in a good mood and things like that. I got a bonus on my check. I'm going to extend y'all paper 2 more days or another week. Like, man, look, I would be like,
Hey, y'all hate me. I procrastinate too much. You're going to look at me like,
bro, you can't be doing
it. All right. There's only so much I can do for you.
But also, I feel like you would also breed laziness because with Hey Ya, as long as he's especially with Poco Loco, he was definitely lazy at one point. He was like,
but the guy overslept. So
yes, he would oversleep. He'd be like, I don't have to worry about nothing because I have luck on my side. So it's like, I feel like people would at that point, you would really grow lazy. But at the same time, even with growing lazy, you'd still be like, once you put in work, you'd still get everything done at its highest efficiency.
Right, man.
Hey Ya is crazy.
I go to Vegas so fast.
Oh yeah, because you walk in the casino and then you'd walk right up to like the slot machine and Hey Ya hit you with a, I think you'd be better at poker. Like, bro, like
say word.
Like, bro, say nothing.
Hop on Genshin.
Exactly. It's like, I think you're gonna get that pull you want.
Exactly, bro. You hop on like any type of game that has like loot boxes and whatnot. You'd be like, should I buy this loot box today? Hey, I'd be like, give it 3 more days. You cool. You spend that money 3 more days later. You get that legendary outfit you wanted. You get the specific gun or whatever. The specific, like, man.
Best character.
I'm surprised you knew what Hey Ya was.
Oh no, yeah.
The only stand I know.
Yeah, Hey Ya is hilarious.
It is my favorite thing that everybody told me about. I was like, Hey Ya, it's the only stand I know about from that part, and I love it.
What do they call it when they localize the anime for here?
Hey Ya.
No, they wouldn't say. They wouldn't.
Copyright.
Yeah, it is copyright. Yeah, because all the stands.
Do you think Outkast would?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think
Yeah,
Andre 3000 watches JoJo?
Yes, I definitely do. Because think about it, even rest in peace Prince. There's a lot of Prince references, and Prince estate at that point. If you would have named any of those stands like after the actual Prince's songs and whatnot, you would literally have like a big problem on your hand.
Yeah.
Think about it. Even in part 6, I hope you know this. I'm not going to spoil it and whatnot. But in part 6, there's a stand literally named Bohemian Rhapsody. You think you could put that on there and literally be perfectly fine?
What it does.
Exactly. Like, no, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, Colin.
Alright. So yeah, that's my boy. Hey Ya.
Olivia, second choice.
Yeah, let me see. I'm looking because he took mine with Hey Ya.
No, Hey Ya is hilarious. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one of those.
That's one
of those stands where it's so funny. I already have my second stand, and I really want to know what
Heaven's Door.
So you chose my second stand. You definitely chose my second stand.
I took that off my list.
Now explain Heaven's Door.
Well, Heaven's Door, basically, you can write into like people, or and then they have to like follow this command. It's basically like Lelouch's Geass and Code Geass.
It is.
Yeah.
If either of y'all watched Code Geass.
Yeah.
So for all of those, especially who haven't watched Code Geass, basically what Heaven's Door does is it turns whoever you're like facing or whatnot, whoever you use to stand on, it turns them per se into a book. Like it knocks them out, like not a full book, but it like makes their skin like paper.
Oh, so you meant JoJo, not
Oh
Code
yeah.
Geass.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, for JoJo. But literally, right after that person, whoever you like use it on, turns into like paper. You get to not only read about them and everything that happened in their life, but you get to write
Not
new
only
things.
that, but you can write on yourself.
That's true too.
You can also erase things in their life.
So
That's why Rohan probably survived Made in Heaven.
that exactly. He probably wrote. Yeah, he wrote himself
like,
to. He survived. Yeah, at the end, once the universe and everything is going by. Wait, nope, not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna say. Let's say this. When everything sped up, that's all I'm gonna say. When everything sped up, Rohan, who has Heaven's Door, wrote in himself that he can catch up with the speed. So basically, imagine this.
Wait, when did this happen?
The end of part 6.
I need to watch part 6. This mangaka gets a phone call. It's like, I can't make these deadlines. Who is anyone making these deadlines? And someone said, yes, there is one. Who? Kishibe Rohan.
And not only that, and I say this true just because I'm also.
Wait, does that mean Journal probably survived too?
We don't know.
No, unclear.
But
he did.
But also, I said.
Pretty sure Araki said anyone who wasn't at Florida survived.
But also, I sit there and say it this way, and this is just being funny.
That means I don't know this, but that means they're not.
I'm not gonna spoil. But yeah, if you have, let's say you threw Rohan in DC just because, and the Flash just ran past him and did all this type of stuff, he can literally write in himself, "I can keep up with the Speed Force," and he'd literally have Speed Force powers.
The thing is, it's like reality warping. Stan, it's one of the most broken stands. It's not really combat focused at all, but it's life changing.
It's broken as hell.
It's literally life changing.
Because even like writing like people that like write on like the whole population of the world and say, I am the ruler of this world.
You could write on people and be like,
you will obey me. It's basically Lelouch. You could literally write on someone, kill yourself.
Exactly.
Really?
It would. It's like his stand is terrifying.
It's literally really just cool. Lelouch's Geass.
Cause can he use it on inanimate objects? I don't remember.
I don't know. He can definitely use it on whoever he pleases and whoever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a one-sided beef between him and Josuke.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Josuke's like, oh, this dude's pretty cool. Somewhat sometimes.
He's just mad. He's just mad that he was blinded by rage. That's why he couldn't see the paper. After like he horribly insulted his hair.
Yeah.
He didn't see it because he was literally blind by rage.
Yeah, which is wild. Which is really wild to think about. But it's like, what else could you do? Man, you took my second one, was Heaven's Door.
Oh.
All right, I got another second one that we had talked about a little bit earlier. Moody Blues.
Ooh.
Now, for those who don't know, especially because one of my friends two of my friends is definitely looking at being a detective, like as their career path. Literally, for Moody Blues, whatever you're trying to figure out, it could be about, whether, let's say you lost your keys and you can't find it. You're like, where did I put my keys and whatnot? You can literally create a version of yourself or whoever else it is, but I'm going to use yourself since I said the keys example, and you can literally have it to where it would rewind time, at least for your stand, and show you where you put your keys. Imagine you sat there and you, you're a detective, and you seen that somebody, got taken out. I'm gonna try to, keep it YouTube friendly, but somebody got taken out. You're trying to figure out who did it. You can you can rewind that person, and it will show them where they were walking. I don't think it will show you who actually did it, but it'll show them where they were walking. It would also show them how they were taken out, how they were probably grabbed, strangled, whether they were, taken advantage of, and things like that. So it would really, really help out, especially in like criminal justice, but also if you just have it in your everyday life. If you ever lost anything, you can definitely be able to find it. You lost your phone, you can't find it. All right, rewind a version of yourself like 8 hours ago and say, go to the point when I had my phone. It will go to that and it will show you where you put it down last. And then you literally just walk and you find your phone. So Yeah, Moody Blues. I can see it definitely in the police field, but
they really gave that stand to a corrupt cop.
They really did, but also it made sense.
That was the funniest thing. It was like, you gave this to the one person who did not deserve it. Right. He wasn't even a detective. But yeah, no, that stand is so underrated.
It really is.
When it comes to like, it can also somehow fight for some reason, throw hands.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily meant to fight. There's a lot of stands that, like, especially that we're using right now, is not meant to fight. And even if we did have them fight, like, you know, I'm not personally. If you choose Green Day, you're a wild person.
No, if you choose Green Day, that's mad.
No, you know what else is worse to choose? Metallica. Why would you need that?
Oh my, yeah. Why would your friend is iron deficient? You'd be like, you know what, here you go.
Yeah, but realize they're not. You're not creating iron. You're with Metallica. You're literally like whatever iron they have. You're creating that into other objects. You're not giving them extra iron for them. So you're kind of screwing them. And like even if you say, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then like, all right, you just turn, which is crazy with Metallica. You will turn the iron you can turn the iron into their blood into like rods or razors or knives or anything, which can kill a normal person. I don't even know
if we have enough iron in our blood to make a razor.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah.
Probably. But not multiple. But that's cool. Yeah, no.
Kevlin, third and final one.
All right.
Where we going with it?
Alright. Let me see. Because this one is a difficult choice for me. Because one, both of you took the ones I chose before. I was gonna choose Happy Door, but that's okay.
Sorry.
But as soon as this, let me see. Let me think, because this is a hard decision. Ooh. You know what? Why not? Where is it? What's his name? Burning down the house.
Which part was that?
Part 6.
Part 6. Stone Ocean.
That's Boreal stand.
Burning down the house.
Really?
Is one of the coolest ones to me. And the reason is, like, its ability. The only thing it does is, like, it's basically a replica. It's like a ghost town replica of a burned down building or house. And you can go to it's like a separate dimension. Like, you go into there, and then you can leave out whenever you want to. But you can interact with stuff. You can interact with stuff physically in there. You just can't, like, eat, drink, or do anything inside of it. But everything is still physically able to be touched. So, my logic for the stand is, all I gotta do is, I'll never be homeless. Somebody else is homeless because their house burned down, but now their house is mine. Just the ghost version of it. And all I gotta do is be like, hey, I want a pizza. I can just go to the store anywhere I want and just live there. Like, that could just be the place I live. That's it.
Yeah?
Or, if I had a harvest, I could be like, get some fire and then burn a nice house down. And then have somebody burn it down and then take their house.
Oh my god. God!
You're a villain at heart. I'm convinced.
You're a JoJo minor villain.
No, because you gotta look at it. Like, if I had that stand, I'd be like, nah, this house ain't hitting like it used to. It's not as good. And then you just see a nice, perfect house like down the street and be like, man, it'd be a shame if they caught on fire. Would they ever find you? No, they wouldn't. Why? Because you just go to a different dimension with a perfectly refurbished house of the one you burned down. Granted, you disabled, you just like uplifted the whole family's lives, but
which is wild again to think about.
You gotta make sacrifices sometimes.
You're crazy. Again, you're making me really wonder why you didn't choose some of these other villains. Stand. You made me think you are so lucky. I feel like you would have chose Grateful Dead just to be bogus. You'd be like, so.
I would have chose Justice.
Why? Why would you have chosen that?
Don't ever sleep around me.
Bro, you're... Next thing you know, what you gonna choose? Death 13?
Nope. The sun.
But it affects you.
Nah, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be here.
That's wild. Olivia, third and final choice.
This one might be like shocking. I don't know, but I would choose Enigma.
From which part?
That's from part 4.
You gonna say Enigma.
It's the one that like only requires a piece of paper to like that can trap people in paper.
Oh,
People and objects.
That's wild. Why would you need
storage space?
You're not wrong, but then what if you lose that paper?
You don't need it.
Like, unless you just got a giant file cabinet, then...
The book would be your file cabinet. It'd be like your pocket dimension.
Like,
that's fair.
if not Enigma, then Crazy Diamond would be very useful.
I was thinking about Crazy Diamond.
Crazy Diamond would be useful considering if
you can open like a you break I fix because it can fix anything.
Oh yeah.
If you see a car accident,
you'd be a mechanic easily.
If you see a car trying to hit you, like when an accident, you could stop an accident.
Yeah, you could just go like, and it would just like break apart.
Or somebody.
Why can't stands be real?
It's like if somebody had broken bones.
Or are we just
You
not
can
stand
heal them.
users?
That's
Like,
true.
Someone had broken
I
bones.
want to be
heal
a
them.
stand unit.
And
user.
then if there's someone you don't like, break their bones again and then repeat.
I think I found my final one, which is crazy because I didn't think about this one.
Why can't stand users aren't real, or is it because we aren't stand users?
If it's one of those things where we aren't stand users and stand users are real, I feel like that's what people would probably just call adrenaline, and they just say their stands are like, or mentally we're so I guess behind that literally we can't put our mind into actually having creative powers. It's just probably something based off of strength.
If the next segment we do is like with our own custom stands, I already got one locked down.
Oh no, I got my custom stand as well. Like that'll be crazy.
I just gotta remember the details of it.
I think I got like maybe 2, and definitely my stand is evolving.
Mine is too. I'm glad we all had that same.
Mine's like really broken. The one I made.
No, mine is.
I'll just say this though. Mine is definitely not a reality warper.
Mine isn't either.
Like mine is one of those. You know what? I'll explain that one. Especially that's a topic for a whole nother episode. Actually, we could probably do it at the end of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because.
But pick your last one.
Last one. Now, if I was going to just be funny, I would choose the world because I would just love to just be Dio and screaming Zororudo everywhere and then just stopping time and then just being like, taking a break. Or if I was like really irritated with somebody, I'd put like an Adam Sandler and click. I'd freeze time, slap a couple of people, then sit back down. Or I'd be like Dio in the show, what he did to Polnareff. Just literally freeze time, pick him up, put him back downstairs, and do. Right, bro. I'd make people think that they just weren't doing it. They literally be like I'd prank people. They go throw a McDonald's bag in the garbage can, freeze time, put it right back on the table, and do nothing else. And they just be like, and of course, the more you use the world, the more like it actually adapts and makes the time longer.
Man, that's crazy because I'm gonna be like the world, and then rob a bank.
That's
in 5 seconds.
You'd have to be fast for that.
I could just.
And also, you wouldn't cut on camera.
What's the cooldown?
It starts off I think 3 seconds. Then the more you use it goes from 3 to 5, and then Dio before he. You know what? Not gonna talk about that. But at the end of it, Dio got it up to 9 seconds.
I think I said 10.
No, the cooldown.
It was 10.
No, I'm talking about the cooldown between each use.
The cooldown I believe is like however many seconds you used it for. I believe.
Oh, it's over, man. It's mad.
I believe. And again, especially with the world, you can again. You're just showing your villain side, and it's hilarious.
I think it only counts as a second as long as you're moving.
That's true.
So like that's why he's able to like monologue.
But if I'm being honest though,
I don't move fast enough for that stand now.
Especially for, like you said, my personal life and things like that, and things that I could probably be useful for, I'm choosing Cinderella.
Which one is that?
Cinderella is, remember when what's girl's name? The one who had the hair stand. I'm about to pull it up. Her name is Yukako. She's the one who had the hair stand and everything that she loved Koichi. Remember the episode? Remember in part 4 where she went and she found Cinderella because she wanted to be like look different cosmetically and everything.
The plastic surgeon
yes.
stand.
Because think about it. First off, if I'm sitting there and I have Cinderella first, especially with cosmetic surgery and all that, I would make bank, and I don't have to do much. Secondly, if I decided, this is to be funny, if I decided I really wonder how I would look with dreads, I can literally just use Cinderella on myself and have dreads like within five. I could dye my hair. I could check it
without like absolutely burning it.
She gave an Asian man waves.
Exactly.
I forget that.
Oh yeah, Kira is hilarious.
She did.
Yes, but I would sit there. I would literally like forever use.
Hey, but he pulled that off.
Yeah,
He did. He should.
like I would forever use Cinderella because again, whenever I have, especially like having female friends, having a girlfriend, future, if I have a daughter, something like that, bro. When I said I can just do their hair without any type of like time actually sitting there, bro, I would never need to go spend money at a barbershop because I can just give myself a fresh line. I can literally, and the only, I guess, the only drawback of everything was that you have to like put that power into something because I believe Yukaka, what was it? She had it like in her lipstick or something like that. So it's like literally once you do something like that, you're like golden. I don't have to worry about that. I can literally put it on like a bottle of cologne. Or I could put it in like my face wash or something, and then I'm fine. Like as long as I keep using that. So when will I ever not need to like have it? So Cinderella is my third and final choice, especially since we're going with different ones.
So we all chose our three, right?
Yep, we all chose that three.
I think mine's practical, good. It'd be a good Samaritan.
No, you're a villain. You're definitely a villain, Kevin.
I'd be able to get all the money I want. I wouldn't be homeless. And what was the other one? Oh, and I get instant encouragement. Hey, you know what? Hey, could tell me, be like, you know what? I'll be like, what will happen if I burn that house down? He's like, you might want to do it at a different age.
You might want to do it after that. I think they're going on vacation next week. Like,
you know what? Good job.
You're wild. All of a sudden, the minute you go burn that house down, for some reason, it starts raining, and then the cameras outside start having a short circuit, and like they don't catch you, bro.
And then now I got a new house.
You're a true villain,
That's
and it's
crazy.
hilarious.
He's crazy.
But also, before we go, because Kevin brought it up, bonus round. What are our custom sayings? You need to have your name and your ability.
I got you. My custom saying that I always had was I named it Fur Release.
Fur Release?
Yeah, Fur Release.
From the Beethoven.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it
Bless you.
has 3 acts. One is a boombox. His first form is a boombox that I set down like the torture dance song. And whatever song I play is basically the mood everybody feels.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mood matches the song it's supposed to make you feel. So, but intensifies. Like if the mood, it's like a rager song, it intensifies that emotion to the highest manner. Or if there's like a really sad song, it brings them down to like crippling depression.
That's crazy. That's big. What's Act 2? And by the way, for those who don't know, when it comes to stands, if they have different acts, it means they evolve. So think about caterpillar going into butterfly. So Act 1 is this, and then Act 2 would be a stronger version or a new version of that same stand. So what's Act 2?
Act 2 is Fur Release, the actual one. This one is explain it.
I feel like this is going to be so dumb.
Okay. You know how sound travels?
Yes. In wavelengths and everything.
So this one is whatever I say or like any sound that I produce. Like if I snap and anybody who audibly hears that, it will split off into like different parts. It looks like a mannequin, but it will split off into like different parts. Like it would go inside the person's eardrum. It intensifies the sound I made.
You're basically constantly walking around while putting on your headphones and then having it on the highest volume by accident.
No.
Or when you hop in the car, your volume was all the way up from the night before.
But it also has another part.
Oh, bro. What's Act 3?
Wait, what did you say?
He said the first part is just like it's a boombox, and whatever sound, like whether it's like a sad song, it like intensifies that. So if you're listening to he plays a sad song, you hear it, it'll make you like super depressed. Or if you're listening to like a rager song, then you're like super angry, super amped. He said Act 2 is like almost like a mannequin per se. And if he's like, let's say he does something like snap, it'll split up and those pieces will like pop in your eardrum and intensify that sound. I'm like, you're a villain, and just admit you're a villain.
I'm making a joke here, but I can't make this joke. It's just the autism experience.
That's wild.
No, but the thing is, it's like for the boombox when I have it's like headphones come with the boombox, so it can block out.
So wait, your stand can still affect you?
Not really.
You are a menace.
Okay.
You are a menace to society. It's hilarious, but you are a menace to society.
Well, Act 3 is worse.
Oh my god. Yeah. What is
Act 3 is Fur Elise evil twin.
Or at least you could just call it the third movement of like a Moonlight Sonata.
Probably could, but this is.
Is this the worst one?
Yes.
Oh my god.
This one has its own personality type beat, and it's all chaotic energy imbued from me onto that stand. So his main design is, you know how like you know that one kid from My Hero who can cause like earthquakes with moving the wavelengths of sound.
Yeah.
What the girl with the headphone jacks?
Mm-hmm.
Think of that.
But like on a major scale,
Yeah, but
bro, you're a calamity.
But the funny
you
thing
are
is,
literally Wonder of You.
bro, I'm definitely sending Funny Valentine after you. You are an impure.
Okay.
you
It's not even worse.
Six off the web go beyond on you.
The stand, because I also didn't talk about it. Could also like, you know, it can also like take the sound away.
That's just
Take the sound
echoes. Echoes can do that.
Yeah, that's true. But the worst part is the other ability that I gave it to. It moves through the sound wave.
Oh my fucking god!
And he you know, like how the boombox is transferred over.
Mm-hmm.
The boombox had a sound dilation. So the higher you turn the sound up, is the more intensified the sound quakes are gonna be. So it can go from like bone crushing to like town destroying.
You're
Depending on how high
you're
you turn
messed
it
up. You're messed up. Olivia, what's yours? Because we got obviously the super villain over here, and I think you need a visit from Giorno post Arrow. Like, you need to go meet Requiem, or at least I need to like you're wild for that. Yeah, there's no jail set out to hold you technically. Olivia, what's your custom stand?
Oh, it's called I Disagree.
Why?
Because what it can do, is it can manipulate states of matter.
So literally, it's one of those. wait. You gotta explain. So let's say you was walking up and you seen there was a door. Like there's a door that just like for some reason was like barred shut. You couldn't open. You would just say something like "I disagree," and the door would just disappear, or it'll turn into liquid or something.
Yeah.
What kind of?
Oh, so we're talking about my villain era.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Yours. No.
I'll just be like, I disagree.
No. You're crazy because you're just like walking chaos for no reason. You're not a reality warper, but you're definitely molecule. You're a molecule, man. Because at any point you could be fighting somebody. Somebody could just be like oh yeah, give me your money and this stuff. Or they can have you at gunpoint, being like, yeah, give me this. You could just be like bro, I disagree. And then it just like their gun disappears. Their gun turns to air or something. Here's a question: does it work on living things?
Yes.
You're broken. You make no sense.
Any states of matter.
So you could turn anybody to dust.
Yeah,
We're just saying I disagree.
But to be fair, I gave it a debuff. It had to cool down.
What?
Oh.
So after you say I disagree, then what?
I can't do it again for like at least 10 minutes.
Okay, that's a good.
Right. So if somehow somebody's able to block it or something like that, yeah, you got 10 minutes before you can do that.
Here's the reason why.
Okay, but I even gave it like the stats: destructive power A, speed C.
It's not that fast. Yeah, that's fine.
Range B is 15 to 20 meters. Persistence B. Precision A. Development potential is D.
So here's a question: when it comes to before I name mine, when it comes to
it was Requiem, it'd be unstoppable.
Oh yeah, when it comes to I disagree. So let's say you sat there, if you were fighting, I'm gonna just use Jotaro because he's the most well known of like the stand users. If you were fighting Jotaro and you said, I disagree, is like whatever happening like instantly on that target, or is it one of those like you can like it's like a wave or something that like goes towards them and then it like if it touches them, it's like that? Because if you say you have a cooldown for it, it really means like if it's on that person, it's instant and there's nothing they can do. So the only way you're losing is if you're fighting in a group. if it's a group fighting you.
What if you look at gravity and be like, you know what? I disagree.
Right, bro. First, like, your cooldown does not need to be 10 minutes. Your cooldown needs to be like a day plus. But you're walking around with Shisui's mind.
I could say like probably like a day.
See, all I need to buff my stand is a mega horn.
This man is Shisui, like for real.
If I
I look at Jotaro, I'll be like, nah, takes away his ability to tap time.
No, because you talking about me being on that, so she over here with.
Oh yeah. You're literally like the walking snap from Avengers. But
at least mine is like. I'm not even going.
No, yours is even crazy.
So
you're literally just chaos.
If I get a microphone, it's even worse.
Bro, we gotta keep you out of the radio studio. So. We cannot have you on an open mic.
The sad part is it don't discriminate, because if it's like a little kid somewhere, be like,
no,
innocent people.
All right, I got mine. All right, mine is definitely an evolving one and whatnot. So who's watched My Hero? Who's somewhat caught up in My Hero?
I don't watch My Hero, but I don't care if I get spoiled.
All right. Also, who's watched Hunter x Hunter?
Me.
I've watched Hunter.
Okay.
I've watched every single
adaptation
of Hunter x Hunter.
So my stand, it has acts, so it only has 2 acts though.
Oh.
So, also who also listens to J. Cole?
Me.
Okay, cool.
A little bit.
So my stand, Act 1 version of my stand, because I'm going based on like the Poochie route, as in once my stand evolved, it has like a whole new name and whole new design. So, my stand is called, Act 1 of my stand is called Stressor, which basically means think about it in a way of like a cat being like pushed up against like the wall and is trying to find a way out. Like, the more stress that is put through, the more accurate and whatnot things can happen. So if it's fighting, if it's like let's say I was in a boxing match and I was using Stressor. If I'm sitting there throwing hands and I'm just getting beat and I'm feeling like I can't win this, and Stressor is activated, now all of a sudden I become more accurate, I become more precise, I become things like that. Now, Act 2 is peak stress, and that's whether it's peak depression, peak anger, peak whatever. And literally, especially that's why I asked you to listen to J. Cole, Act 2 is called Crooked Smile. It's based off of Gone's, when Gone went rage against pizza, like this is the design and everything. It's based off of that. And basically at peak stress, it's in a position where no matter what it is, it's going to find a way to win. And again, once it hits Crooked Smile and once it's done, it needs like a very long cooldown. Like I can't use it probably for like a couple days or so. But it's one of those things where but it's like I need things where it's basically like if I'm fighting, let's say, especially because it happened with Tusk and everything. Also, it happened with Jotaro in part 3. So basically, it'll be a situation where if let's say I was fighting Dio, he used the Warudo and whatnot, but I have Crooked Smile out, it can still move and stop time. It'll look at you like, nah, like I'm so stressed, I'm at the peak, or think about it almost like either Super Saiyan or Kaioken. It gets a beyond level boost, and it's like, okay, whatever it is I'm trying to do, I can do it. It doesn't have to always be about fighting. It could be about anything. But it is one of those, I have to be, as sad as it sounds, it's effective if I'm really like overwhelmed. So it's like if I'm cooking or something like that, and like I'm at a restaurant and like I'm the only one in the kitchen and everybody's coming in ordering, and I'm like, bro, I don't know if I can do. I'm getting stressed. The minute Stressor, or I would say more Stressor and everything, but Crooked Smile Stressor or Crooked Smile pops out, immediately I become the fastest when it comes to cooking, fastest getting out of places and whatnot. And depending on how much of it I need, depends on how long the cooldown is. So.
Hey, our stands could go hand in hand. All I gotta do is turn on the sad song.
Oh yeah, bro, yeah.
Like,
no, if we're a team, we're a team.
I want you.
No, we're the most broken, bro.
If we were a trio, it's over.
Look. Araki, go ahead and write that down. Put us 3 versus Giorno. Requiem is nothing. Requiem is nothing after
that. Put us in JoJo Land.
Man, I'm gonna be like, yeah, y'all need to put on some headphones right now.
like noise.
And then, just to be funny and whatnot, to end this episode off, since you was talking about yours and everything with us needing headphones. The minute we defeat our villain, you know we gotta do the part 5 dance.
Yeah.
we gotta do the part 5 dance, and we gotta hit it.
Well,
like,
I have one more stand. I have these all written down. It's called. I even have the Requiem ability down.
Why would you have a Requiem
ability? A Requiem game.
It's called Chameleon Boy. The main ability is it can disguise itself as any person or object in the surrounding environment. You won't believe what the Requiem ability is.
What's the Requiem ability?
It can copy the ability of any stand user.
So basically, it's one of those. You know what Olivia is? Mimic tier. Mimic tier. If you don't know your build, you're screwed.
What you can do, I can do better.
Right. If you don't know the actual ability, like in the weaknesses of your build, you're screwed. But it really depends. But nevertheless,
I actually have one more.
What's your last one? What's your last one?
Delete Forever.
What? Okay, now I ain't gonna lie to you. Kevin lost biggest villain.
I was like, hey.
It can erase the ability of any stand user.
Damn.
But the Requiem ability is that it can erase a person's existence.
Wait, hold on. No. We friends, right?
Yes. Right. What's the likelihood that we come up against each other and then
And I have 4 stands.
all I gotta be. What's your range of your stand?
It's like 20 meters.
You see, the range is everything when it comes to Stressor going into Crooked Smile. Because again, Stressor can go into Crooked Smile easily. It's one of those things, like, it really depends on how overwhelmed I am.
All I gotta
like I said, any type of stress, if I'm sitting here being like, oh my gosh, bro, I don't know if I'm making it to, like, I don't know if I'm gonna have my room clean before I go to the movies, then all I need is Stressor. I'll be a little faster at cleaning my room and getting things done easier. Now, if it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sitting here and somehow I'm walking across the street and some idiot is driving and just like hitting the gas and just doesn't see me or is like drunk or something, and Stressor is coming and like I see it, Crooked Smile instantly come out and lift that car, or either lift the car and flip it, or it'll get me so fast out of the way. And like I said, depending on what it needs to do, depends. Like I said, if it does something like that, I just need like maybe like an hour or so cool down, or like a couple minute cool down. But if it does something like I'm like trying to defy time, or I'm trying to like for some reason I get put in a Spider-Man situation where a building fell on me or something, it'll like lift, and it has to lift like heavy rubble and all that. Oh no, I need like a day or so before it fully cools down.
It's funny because the first rendition of my stand was more broken.
Really?
It used to be like anything that can't break the sound barrier can't touch it.
You're bogus.
You are. Who's worse?
If I'm being honest, and this before we end it, Kevin seems more like a chaotic troll. Yours is just like Control Alt Delete. Like don't need.
I mean, he's just trolling, and I'm pure evil.
No, you're pure evil. Because look, you can copy either a stand ability, or you can just delete a stand ability,
or delete an existing.
Which makes so you basically, which makes it even crazier is then, depending on how Stressor and Crooked Smile for me would work, either I'm deleted, or I somehow am overwhelmed to the point where I overcome being deleted, which would really be. I would right. It really be one of those me and you fight each other, and it's like the minute I delete and Crooked Smile pops out and then says just no, and it like backfires on you. It's like, okay, I have like 5 seconds to either beat you right now, because if not, bro, I'm gonna need a week before my stand can come back out.
All I gotta do is get a blowhorn and be like, hey. And y'all hear it? It's over.
Nevertheless, that's crazy. But again, thank you all for listening. Let us know what you guys would use as your practical stands in life. And also, if you have a custom stand, drop it in the comment section below. Without further ado, though, thank you all for